Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, let's predict the price trend of Alphabet A stock. I am a swing investor, and I will not consider the price changes of a stock 1 month later. This channel only makes short-term price predictions for stocks, usually 1 to 3 weeks. Welcome to subscribe to this channel. Alphabet A stock fell sharply by 7.26% on Wednesday. The maximum intraday decline was 9.35% that day, and the stock price slowly recovered in the afternoon. This is mainly due to the overall market improvement and the technical rebound caused by excessive panic among investors in the stock. But the problems that investors are worried about still exist. Although the stock will rebound again in the short term, the impact of this news from the offsite on Wednesday on the company is not small. According to Bloomberg News, on Wednesday, in the U.S. Department of Justice's search monopoly case against Google, Apple Senior Vice President Eddy Cue testified that Apple is actively considering adding an artificial intelligence search engine to its Safari browser. Cue also reportedly said that Safari's search volume fell for the first time in April, which may be because users are turning to artificial intelligence. Google spends about $20 billion a year to set its search engine as the default option for Safari browser. If the deal is terminated, it will be a certain loss for both parties. But there is no way. The two companies must face the opportunities and challenges brought by the application of artificial intelligence in various fields in the future. Because of the emergence of artificial intelligence, it seems inevitable that many industries will be impacted or even disappear. Technology giants are also at risk of being disrupted. I think the panic of investors in this stock can be understood. The shift of search to artificial intelligence has become a growing concern for Google and other traditional search engines. Because chatbots like OpenAI's ChatGPT can both search the web and respond to user queries in a conversational way. Google itself also provides similar services, such as its Gemini chatbot and AI overview function. The market's reaction highlights investors' concerns about the impact of conversational artificial intelligence applications on Google's traditional search business, which is the financial mainstay of Google. In the short term, artificial intelligence search cannot shake the position of traditional search engine giants, but in the long run, the popularity and application of artificial intelligence will definitely form a certain diversion of traditional search engines. This also means the redistribution of customers' advertising budgets in search engine channels. Of course, it is not realistic for conversational AI applications to completely replace traditional search engines. This is not a technical issue, but a commercial interest issue. Let me share my opinion. The emergence of AI not only has a certain impact on traditional search engines, but also affects the interests of traditional commercial websites and personal website operators, especially real-time news content and highly professional content. The core of AI is self-evolution, but it requires additional data accumulation and continuous data delivery. As for the search function, the core of conversational AI is to give users answers generated by AI itself, rather than URL distribution. This means that if AI generates answers on the site, the URL distribution function will be weakened, but the problem is that data is captured but not distributed, which will affect the interests of content providers, especially real-time news search and highly professional content. Will this one day increase the difficulty of AI companies to obtain the latest data due to conflicts of interest? I think this is possible. Of course, it is also possible to establish a content alliance of your own, but it obviously takes time and is full of uncertainty. In addition, AI search also lacks the infrastructure, advertising technology, data analysis, and other tools required to effectively compete in the search field. Therefore, in the short term, the impact of conversational AI applications on traditional search engines is limited, and in the long run, it seems to involve certain conflicts of interest. In fact, the topic of the impact of artificial intelligence search on traditional search engines has been around for a long time, but judging from the performance of Alphabet's stock price, It seems that the market has some confidence in the company's future development in the field of artificial intelligence, because Google is also one of the important players in the field of artificial intelligence. In addition, artificial intelligence applications are still in the development and exploration innovation stage, and many users have not yet reflected and truly applied artificial intelligence. So Wall Street analysts' ratings on Alphabet stock are still positive. We can see the stock ratings of 35 analysts based on Alphabet A in the past 3 months. The consensus rating of analysts is strong buy, and the buy rating accounts for as high as 77%. The average price target given by analysts for Alphabet A stock is $198, with a maximum of $240 and a minimum of $160, which is still higher than the current stock price. We are returning to the technical analysis of the stock, so how is the price trend of the stock in the short term? Through the 30-minute chart of the stock, we can see that the stock price fluctuated violently and released a large number of transactions between April 4th and 10th, which is regarded as a signal that long capital has intervened in the stock. But the stock released a lot of transactions when the stock price was high on April 25th, and then the stock price slightly corrected and rose again, indicating that the market does not want the stock price to fall, but the signal of capital selling is very obvious. This also means that the stock has formed a certain resistance in the area above $155. If the stock price rebounds, I doubt whether the stock can break through this price in the short term. I think the stock will rebound next, but the rebound height may be limited. Among them, $160 can be regarded as a key reference price. If the stock price can stand above this price, then the stock may rise to the level of $174, but now it seems that this target price is difficult to achieve in the short term because this wave of selling of the stock has seriously damaged its upward momentum. But if the stock price cannot break through the $160 level, then investors can consider whether the stock will enter another wave of downward trend again. So I set the short-term target price of the stock at around $160, and then the stock may correct or fall again. Okay, guys, this is my price forecast for Alphabet A stock. Thank you for watching. If you agree with my analysis, please share and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.